Before we begin, I want to gently ask something of you. This video isn't long, but it holds something important. Not just exercises, but knowledge. Not just movement, but hope. If you're someone who has started to feel your legs weaken, or you love someone who has, please don't skip ahead. Every moment of this video builds towards something meaningful, and I'd hate for you to miss a piece that might truly make a difference. So get comfortable, stay with me. Let's take this one step at a time. And if you find this video helpful or even just comforting, please consider liking, subscribing, or leaving a comment. Here at Healthy Senior Care TV, we're building a place of trust, support, and real guidance for every stage of aging. Your presence means the world. Let's begin. Have you ever paused before getting out of bed, not because you're tired, but because you're unsure if your legs will hold steady? Maybe it happens when you reach for something on a shelf and feel just a little off balance. Or when you're walking across the living room and suddenly that familiar step feels unfamiliar. You might not say it out loud, but inside there's a quiet question: why do my legs feel weaker these days? It's a question many older adults carry silently, and sometimes it comes with fear. Not just fear of falling, but fear of losing independence, fear of needing help, fear of no longer feeling in control of your own body. If that's you or someone you love, please know this: you are not alone, and this does not mean you're broken. It simply means your legs are calling for a little extra care. You see, the muscles in our legs are like the foundation of a home. They carry us through every room of life, from the kitchen to the garden, to the park bench, to the bus stop. They help us rise, reach, balance, and move forward. But they're also the first to quietly weaken when we stop using them fully. And no one tells you that, do they? No one warns you that after 60, 70, 80, it's not your mind or your heart that slows you down first. It's your legs. Your calves, your thighs, your hips, they begin to whisper, then speak louder. Hey, we need a little help here. But here's the good news. This is not a message of defeat. It's a signal. And signals can guide us if we listen. Because strength isn't about youth. It's about connection. It's about reconnecting your body to your will and reminding yourself, gently but firmly, I still have power. I still have choice. Even if your knees ache, even if you've been inactive for years, even if you feel unsure, you can begin again, slowly, safely, kindly. And no, you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a gym. You don't even need to leave your home. You just need a little space and the willingness to take one small step. Today, I want to walk with you through 7 gentle movements. Not to push you or pressure you, but to remind you what your legs are still capable of. We'll start simple. We'll listen to your body. We'll honor your pace. Because this isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters in a way that supports your dignity, your safety, and your freedom. So before we begin, take a breath. Place your hand on your thigh. Feel the strength that's still there. Maybe quiet, maybe tucked away, but absolutely still alive. This is your starting point. Not a place of weakness, but a place of wisdom. Now, let's begin. Let's talk about how it actually feels, day to day, when your legs begin to weaken. Because it rarely happens all at once. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It comes quietly, like a shadow that grows longer each day. It might begin with something small. You're standing at the kitchen counter, peeling an apple, and you realize you need to shift your weight from one leg to the other more often, not because you're tired, but because one side just doesn't feel as strong. Or maybe it's the stairs. You used to take them without thinking. Now, halfway up, you pause, not to catch your breath, but because your knees feel unsteady. That feeling creeps in. What if I trip? So, you start avoiding the stairs when you can. choosing the elevator, asking someone else to bring things down. Then comes the moment in the grocery store. You reach for a can on the top shelf, and the simple act of standing on your toes feels risky. Not painful, just uncertain. Your body hesitates. You hold the cart a little tighter. These are the quiet losses, ones we rarely talk about. And over time, they start to shape your days, not just physically, but emotionally. You find yourself sitting more, not because you want to, but because standing feels like work. You take shorter walks. You stop reaching quite as far. You hesitate to go outside when it's icy or when the ground is uneven. And that's how the world begins to shrink. From the garden to the porch, from the porch to the sofa, from the sofa to a single corner of the house where everything feels safe. It happens gradually, and most people don't notice it until one day they realize, I don't feel like myself anymore. Not because of age, but because of disconnection. Disconnection from movement, disconnection from confidence, disconnection from independence. Not because of age, but because of disconnection. Disconnection from movement, disconnection from confidence, disconnection from independence. Maybe you've experienced it yourself, or watched it in someone you love. Take Mr. Allen, for example. In his 70s, he was always up early, watering the plants, fixing things around the house, walking to the bakery every Sunday. But then he had a small scare. He slipped in the hallway one night and barely caught himself. Nothing broke, no hospital visit, but something deeper shifted. After that, he started moving more slowly. He asked his son to carry heavy things. He sat down to put on pants instead of standing. He walked less. And before long, even getting up from a low couch felt like a task. It wasn't just his legs that had weakened. It was the quiet voice inside him that once said, "You've got this." Now it whispered, "Better not try." And that's what many people don't realize. When our legs lose strength, it's not just about muscles. It's about freedom. Freedom to get up when you want, to open the door and step outside, to go to the market without second-guessing every curb and crack in the sidewalk. It's about dignity, the dignity of taking care of yourself, the dignity of being able to reach the bathroom in time, the dignity of not having to say, "Can you help me stand?" And the hardest part? These changes don't announce themselves. They don't ask permission. They just slip quietly into your routine until one day your world feels smaller and you can't quite remember when that happened. Maybe for you, it's not walking that's hard, but standing still. Maybe it's not balance, but that subtle wobble when you turn around too fast. Maybe it's not weakness, but a kind of unsureness in your steps. That gut feeling that says, "I don't feel steady." All of that matters. All of that deserves attention, because ignoring it won't make it go away. And resting more? It might feel like the safest choice, but often it's what makes things worse. Muscles, like friendships, weaken when neglected. They need movement. They need signals from the brain. They need gentle, regular attention. But here's the catch. Many older adults are told the wrong message. They're told to be careful, to sit, to avoid overdoing it. Because movement is not the enemy. Inactivity is. You don't need to run, you don't need to jump, but you do need to move with intention. The body, even at 70, 80, 90 years old, still responds to use, still adapts, still wants to stay alive and active. And that starts with noticing the little things. Do you push off your thighs when rising from a chair? Do your legs feel shaky when brushing your teeth? Do you need to hold on when stepping into the shower? These are not signs of failure. They are invitations. Invitations to care for the most essential part of your freedom, your foundation. The truth is, leg weakness doesn't have to be permanent. It doesn't have to be your new normal. What it needs is attention. gentle, loving attention. The kind you would give to a garden that's lost some sunlight. You water it, you prune it, you give it space to grow again. And with the right kind of movement, your legs can regain their strength, your confidence can return, your balance can improve, you can stand taller, walk steadier, feel safer in your own body. What if I told you your legs aren't the real problem? Yes, they feel weaker. Yes, it's harder to get up, to move, to balance. But what if there's something even more important that's been slowly fading, a part of you that no one ever talks about? Let's pause for a moment and look deeper. When we think about leg weakness, we often think it's just about muscles, but the truth is, strength begins before the muscle. It begins in the mind, in the connection between your brain and your body. That connection, quiet, invisible, powerful, is called neuromuscular coordination. It's the way your brain sends tiny messages to your legs. Stand up, shift left, step forward. It happens in milliseconds. You don't even think about it until one day that signal doesn't arrive quite as clearly, and your foot hesitates, your knee wobbles, your balance shifts. That's what truly begins to change as we age, not just strength, but response, not just muscle, but confidence in motion. And here's the shifting truth. You can reactivate that connection. You can retrain your brain. You can bring back that flow between mind and movement, even now, even if it's been years. Let me share a story, not of someone famous or extraordinary, but of someone just like you. Picture a woman named June. June is 76. She lives alone. She's sharp, witty, full of life. But over the last few years, she stopped going to her garden as often. She told herself it was because the weeds weren't that bad, but deep down, she knew it was because she didn't trust her legs to carry her down the 2 small steps from the porch. She never fell, but the fear of falling had taken root, and that fear had built quiet walls around her world. One day, during a doctor's visit, the nurse asked her a simple question. "Can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds? June tried. She wobbled. She had to grab the chair. It surprised her. "I thought I was doing okay," she said. That moment, the realization that her balance had slipped wasn't just a test, it was a turning point. Because sometimes it's not a fall that wakes us up. It's the fear that we might fall. It's the hesitation, the what-ifs. That's when June decided she wasn't going to wait for something worse to happen. She didn't go to a gym. She didn't start lifting weights. She simply began practicing small daily movements in her living room. She stood up from her chair 10 times a day. She walked heel to toe along the hallway. She did gentle marches while brushing her teeth. It wasn't perfect. Some days her knees ached. Some days she didn't feel like doing anything, but she kept going. And one morning, 2 months later, she stepped down into her garden without thinking. She didn't realize it until she was watering the tomatoes. That's the moment we're working toward. Not just stronger legs, but stronger trust in your legs, stronger connection with your body, stronger belief in what you're still capable of. You see, the body doesn't just respond to exercise. It responds to attention, to being used, to being trusted again. When we begin to move, even a little, the brain takes notice. It reawakens. It sends clearer signals. It says, we still need this. And it starts rebuilding. Not just muscle fibers, but communication pathways, balance reflexes, reaction speed. And this is where the shift happens. You're not just strengthening your legs. You're rebuilding your foundation from the inside out. That's why the exercises we'll explore next are so powerful. They aren't just about fitness. They're about reclaiming connection, about proving to your body and your spirit that you're still in charge. You are not too old, you are not too late, and you are not alone. This isn't about being an athlete. It's about being able, in your own way, at your own pace. So when we move forward, it's not just to build strength, it's to restore something even more precious. Your confidence, your independence, your joy in everyday motion. Let's begin that journey now, with movements designed not to push you, but to lift you, one gentle step at a time. Let's take a deep breath together. Wherever you are, sitting on a sofa, standing in the kitchen, resting in bed, just pause for a moment and feel your legs. They've carried you through decades of life, through busy mornings, long walks, quiet evenings, through raising children, building a home, chasing dreams, and comforting others. Now it's time to give something back. Not by forcing, not by straining, but by offering them the one thing they need most: gentle, regular movement. The 7 exercises I'm about to share are not meant to exhaust you. They are meant to awaken your body, to remind your muscles, joints, and brain, we're still here, we still matter. You don't have to do all 7 in one day. You don't need to do them perfectly. Just begin, anywhere, with kindness. 1. Seated chair stands, where strength begins in the most everyday moment. This movement is simple. Sit down, then stand up. But don't underestimate it. Getting up from a chair uses nearly every major muscle in your lower body, especially your thighs and hips. How to start? Choose a sturdy chair, ideally with armrests. Sit with feet flat, shoulder width apart. Lean slightly forward, press into your heels, and stand slowly. Sit back down with control. Can't stand without help? No problem. Use the armrests. Use your hands on your thighs. Do just a few. Even 1 is enough to start. Progression. As you feel stronger, try without using your hands. Then increase reps. 5, then 10. This one movement, done daily, can truly change how your body responds. 2. Wall-assisted calf raises. Waking up the forgotten muscles of your lower legs. Your calves do more than you think. They support balance, cushion each step, and help prevent falls. How to begin? Stand facing a wall or countertop for balance. Feet hip width apart. Slowly lift your heels off the ground. Pause, then lower gently. Repeat this 10 times if you can. If that's too much, start with 3 or 5. What you're doing is reactivating the muscles that push you forward. They also send signals to your brain that help with balance. Progression. Try with 1 foot at a time, or do them barefoot to challenge your stability gently. Remember, it's not about speed, it's about control. 3. Glute bridges on bed. A safe, simple way to wake up the powerhouse of your body, your hips. If getting down to the floor is hard, no worries. You can do this on a firm bed. How to begin? Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat, arms at your sides. Gently lift your hips toward the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes. Hold for a moment. Lower slowly. This strengthens your glutes and lower back, key muscles for walking and climbing stairs. Start with 5 repetitions. Rest. Then do 5 more. Progression. Add a pause at the top, or lift 1 leg off the bed as you rise, only when you're ready. Even if you just hold the lifted position for a few seconds, you're making progress. 4. Side-lying leg lifts. Gentle motion to strengthen balance muscles you didn't know you had. The side of your hips, especially a muscle called the gluteus medius, helps you stay upright. Weakness here can cause wobbliness while walking. How to begin? Lie on your side, head supported. Keep your legs straight. Slowly lift the top leg. Hold. Lower gently. Do 8 to 10 reps per side if you can. Can't lie down comfortably? No problem. Stand beside a wall and lift your leg out to the side instead. Progression. Add a slight pause at the top. Do them slower to engage your core more deeply. This movement brings quiet strength to your posture, balance, and stride. 5. Toe-to-heel walks with support, training the mind-muscle connection that helps prevent falls. This simple walk mimics the motion of a balance beam, activating fine coordination between your feet and brain. How to begin. Stand near a wall or counter. Walk in a straight line, placing one foot directly in front of the other. Heel touches toe with each step. Take 5 to 10 steps forward, then rest. Hold the wall if needed. Go slowly. Focus on each movement. This might feel strange at first, but it teaches your body to regain balance and response speed. Regression. Try walking without support. Add a small book on your head for posture, if safe. Close your eyes for just a second, but only if someone's nearby to help. 6. Wall sits, a powerful way to safely build thigh strength without moving much at all. You're not walking, you're not lifting, you're simply holding and letting your muscles do the work. How to begin. Stand with your back to the wall. Slide down slightly as if sitting on an invisible chair, knees bent, but not below 90 degrees. Hold for 10 seconds. Stand up. Start with just 1 or 2 rounds. You'll feel your thighs working, and that's a good thing. Wall sits are quiet, powerful, and very effective. Progression. Hold longer, 15, then 30 seconds. Add tiny pulses, 1-inch movements. Use a cushion behind your back for support. 7 step-ups using stairs or a low box. Retraining the body for everyday challenges like curbs, stairs, and hills. How to begin. Stand in front of a step, 4 to 6 inches high to start. Step up with one foot. Bring the other foot up to join it. Step back down. Repeat. Do 5 steps per leg if you can. Use a handrail or sturdy surface for support. This movement mimics the action of climbing stairs or stepping over things. It builds strength, coordination, and leg confidence. Progression. Increase step height gradually. Try without support when ready. Add a small knee lift at the top for balance training. Keep challenging yourself to enhance your leg power. Closing encouragement for this section. Don't worry if you can't do them all. Don't worry if you need rest or support, or if your knees creak and your muscles complain a little. They're just waking up. They're remembering. Each repetition is a message to your body. I'm still here. I still care. I still believe in you. Do what you can today. Do a little more next week, and notice how the small things, standing up easier, walking with more ease, start to return. Your legs are not too far gone. Your strength is not lost. It's just waiting to be welcomed back. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Now, close your eyes for just a moment and picture yourself walking across a quiet park. The air is gentle. The ground feels steady beneath your feet. Each step feels sure. Each movement feels yours. Not rushed, not forced, just natural, confident, free. That's what we're walking toward. Not perfection, not youth, but freedom in your own body, at your own pace. You see, regaining strength isn't just about exercises. It's about reclaiming something deeply personal. It's about getting up from a chair without thinking, stepping into the shower without holding your breath, reaching for the doorknob, not with fear, but with purpose. It's about knowing that, no matter your age, you still have the power to choose movement, to choose health, to choose dignity. Your legs are not just limbs. They are your roots. They are your rhythm. They are your gateway to everything life still has to offer. And they're listening. Every time you rise instead of sink, every time you stretch instead of sit, every time you say, I'll try instead of I can't, they're listening. They're responding. Because your body hasn't given up on you, and you don't have to give up on it. Start with just one movement. Repeat it tomorrow. Let it become your rhythm, your ritual, your return. You don't have to do this perfectly. You just have to do it gently, kindly, consistently. And as you do, you may find something even more beautiful than stronger legs. You may find a stronger spirit, a steadier heart, a quiet, growing belief that says, I am still able, I am still me, I am still becoming. So now, dear friend, it's your turn. Pick just one of the 7 exercises we explored today. Do it now, or tonight, or tomorrow morning with your tea. Start anywhere because every step forward matters. And when you're ready, come back. Try another. Share your progress in the comments. Let others know they're not alone on this journey. And if this video touched your heart, if it gave you hope or clarity or a gentle nudge, please share it. You never know who might need this message today. A neighbor, a parent, a friend, someone sitting quietly wondering if it's too late. Let's remind them, it's never too late. Thank you for being here. Thank you for moving with us. And thank you for believing in your next chapter. Until next time, keep walking forward, one steady step at a time.